Yeah.
Oh, okay. I meant Slack bot. No, not Slack bot. I want to make it. Thank goodness it's a Slack bot.
Okay, guys, we're gonna get this meeting started. Call the meeting to order at 12:02, and we have to. We have to approve the agenda. Can I have a mover and a seconder? So we got Michael and Luke.
Oh yeah.
Michael and Luke.
And Luke.
I'm
Vanessa.
Sorry.
So all in favor of adopting last meeting's minutes, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Any abstentions? Oh, we have 2 abstentions over here for Ben and not Ruth, with Ben. So we're gonna skip over B, which is membership. C, chair remarks. Let's just try and keep this meeting short. I know that we all met pretty recently, so we won't have too much to report. Presentations to the board of directors. Skip over that. Oh, wait. So I guess we'll start off with E, AMS representative reports. Anything new to report? No.
I can move to just skip past all the regular reports.
Could I get a seconder for that? Michael?
No, hit me.
All in favor of that? Of skipping over the reports for board
AMS.
members and executive members? Raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
And anyone opposed to that? Any abstentions? Okay, sweet. So we are jumping all the way down to discussion. So today we're discussing NIBC funding. So I guess I'll open the floor to conversation about NIBC funding.
So just to the questions that we were sort of left with last time that NIBC got back to us on were had to do with why their budget increased $60,000 over last year's budget. That was valid. And also where the extended multiples in the in their budget were coming from, because there were numbers that were sort of all over the place. Now we've gotten answers for those questions that I'll share afterwards, but just because Karsten is available for the next little while to call in if anyone has any additional questions about NIBC. Just wanted to pose now if anyone actually has any additional questions that they'd like us to call Karsten in for. Like, he won't come in person, but we can speakerphone.
We have more questions after your information on the call.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions right away that they'd like to ask Karsten while he's available to talk on the phone? If not, I guess you can just give a little summary about what Karsten said, and then questions come up.
So the extended multiples, Karsten actually sent an email breaking down the extended multiples and where they came from, but basically there are various combinations of like percentage service charges the hotel adds on, percentage gratuities, taxes, and taxes that are specifically on like items that we wouldn't normally think of. So there are additional taxes when you're doing different things in hotels, basically. So he was able to provide an explanation as to where all the service charges came from, or where all the extended multiples actually came from. I think there was 1 or 2 that were outdated and got updated by him, but there is basically justification for where all of these multiples are coming from. Anyone have any questions about that? Like, I can find the email. I think everyone was copied on the email, or was there?
I was,
so
yeah.
Everyone was copied on the email, so you can see the breakdown there. And then in terms of the change of $60,000 in the budget, basically the only explanation Karsten was able to provide to me is that they budgeted wrong last year. He was really sort of like, what happened last year is out of my control. Our budget this year much more accurately reflects what was actually spent last year. So there's not a huge, like, there are items that would have increased in the budget over their actual spending last year, but it's not as big of a jump, was basically what he was trying to say. Yeah, does anyone have any questions about that? Or
So last year, did we give them more money after?
no, we gave them the same So we gave them what they only asked for funding once last year, is my understanding. And then we basically funded them what they, or the $40,000 the first time.
So then where did they get the extra money from last year?
Additional sponsorship. I don't know. Like the problem is, it's the same thing as the CUS where the team year over year, so they don't really know what they're doing, right?
Right, we don't like a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of them are still.
Where, man?
Okay, so do we want to call Karsten next?
Yeah, please.
We have Justin on Skype, by the way.
Okay.
Hey, Justin, can you hear us? Maybe not. Okay. Yeah, he can hear us.
Hi, Karsten. So you're on speakerphone, by the way. So a couple people had additional questions relating to the difference between the budget from last year and the budget for this year. So whose question was it? So this is Adrian, and I'll repeat it if you can't hear.
So last year you were approved once for the budget you submitted, but you said this year it more accurately reflects than last year. So alright, hey guys, can you hear me now? Okay, so last year NIBC went once and submitted their budget, which you're approved for. And this year you say the budget more accurately reflects what you guys spent last year. So where did last year's NIBC come up with the extra money? Sorry, you included what? First round revenues.
We're not included.
Okay.
Another question.
I don't think anyone else has any questions around that. That's the only question we did have.
Anyone have any other questions for Karsten? Okay.
The only thing I can think of
Oh,
is,
okay.
well,
Maybe.
actually, yeah. Hey, Karsten, just like a quick question. This is like very general because I wasn't at the last meeting. Do you mind just explaining like any, I'll say like significant budget changes, like just very generally, like how has the budget changed, I guess, from last year? Aside, was there anything else aside from the first round revenues?
Well, I mean, like, with regard to, like, in general, most expenses would be higher than the budget that was given to you last year, although it's probably that it's like exactly what was spent last year.
Okay.
So, I mean, in general sense, like, because they're gave me what's hard to know, given last year, that doesn't know. Of that operation, and also we're building on all of the competitor specification as well as,
Okay.
so all of that kind of included in that increase.
Did you guys run a deficit last year or surplus, or how did
We had a small surplus, I believe it was around $3,000.
Okay.
And last year they spent the same amount as this year? Sorry, just to make sure, last year you guys spent the exact same amount as this year, or this year is definitely a little bit more, even considering the difference?
Last year is going to be very similar to last year.
Almost identical, okay.
So does anyone else have any questions for Karsten? Okay, thanks for your time, Karsten. Talk to you later.
Okay, so after hearing that phone call with Karsten, does anyone have any other questions or comments about the NIBC budget?
Yeah. Well, Can we just so we're all on the same page?
Yeah.
What is their ask for this year?
They're asking for $50,000.
50, and it was 40 last year.
Yeah, and their argument was the change was they were adding in greater variety of workshops. So they have like the MBA and training workshops. So they were gonna have like basic workshops and advanced workshops. I think for like people who attended NIBC for the advanced workshops. So there's an extra cost associated with that.
How much is SBF right now? 78.
If we were to fund everything NIBC asked for, we'd have $28,000 left.
I guess what are the other big projects we usually fund after NIBC? Like from my memory, it's like I don't think
It's like BBCC.
which is like
25.
that wouldn't leave us a lot of room, I guess, for other
Yeah.
projects.
No, but like we could always motion.
Yeah.
Because we've also like there's stuff's changed with like business review.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, like other things surrounding that. So it's like something we could always move money around in the budget. Like it's not.
Year over year, how much money we do in SBF?
Year over year.
Like, yeah, next
We
year.
allocate the same amount every year.
How much is allocated?
We allocated. They spent a bunch more. We allocated about what was actually spent last year. Last year there was like a lot more.
So there's a lot left over. I don't know if there's a lot left over last year.
No, there wasn't. Because it was transferred to next year.
Will there be an issue moving to next year? Like, will there not be a good amount of money for SBF? Because like, if we can fund this year.
Because last year students were complaining that there was too much money over SBF.
We don't need to realize it.
I think there is actually less than SPF this year.
I think so.
All I have is a comment. I think we should fund them because very prestigious conference, very well done. Great service to the students who do attend, with a lot of students. And I think, yeah, overall the value proposition is good.
I agree with Ruth. I think we need to make sure we're properly showcasing being responsible for it.
I was just
the
gonna say-
amount of money we provide them.
Yeah, there was a lot. How much did they say their total budget was? Like the total amount you spent in the conference?
Let's just say that
It's like $220,000.
We sponsor more than all the corporate sponsors
Yeah,
combined.
I
We're
mean,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
like large
We
investment banks.
don't do one. We do like we're
Close.
a little less.
Okay,
than the
Close.
we're comparable to all the other.
So I think what we should, if anything, vote on is vote on funding a contingent on, like being platinum sponsored, making that shown. Because like even when they were presenting to us, they had the gold on the left and the platinum on the right, top still. That made no sense to me. That pissed me off quite a bit. I know they did it too. And then the second being that for that little I guess welcoming thing, making sure that we have a say in how it's done, so that we're representing appropriately.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Fair response.
Yes.
I think like what we need to do is like I think of course we're gonna fund them. We need to have a covenant or whatever in the contract, or like I don't know what you call it, but like contingency. Thank you. To just say like we'll fund them this based on contractual terms that we'll agree on within the next few weeks.
Does everyone else agree with that? Any comments?
Basically, based on terms related to sponsorship.
What the applicant notice? Not that, was that?
The app was
The app was
their board made them makes them do it.
I have one more.
Yeah.
Just like something to consider is like nominally 50 is more than 40, like by quite a bit. But part of it is I think there's obviously inflation and all that, but I think the food prices for hotels have gone up a lot. Like that's just my experience talking to because I was in this position last year. I don't know, that's just something I've noticed.
We've seen it a lot in our other conferences.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of hotels are charging way more.
Hotels are, and if they're not charging more like on the line item for food, they're charging more. Like they're making it up in other stuff.
Yeah.
And being a lot less willing to sort of negotiate stuff.
It's also because last year too, AMS and AMS grew over, we were trying to pay some of them.
Yeah, a lot of hotels don't
A
like.
lot of hotels are pissed off.
Yeah, so I think the 50 seems reasonable with our extra workshops. I don't see any unreasonable increases in spending. Like correct me if I'm wrong, Taylor. Anyone else who's looked at it?
I like most of the spending showed up in their AV and their decor stuff. But if it's and I think we sort of have to take their word for the word on them is that budget last year is not accurately reflective of what they spent. So given that, like, there's no drastic changes that we can see in their budget.
So should we move to vote?
Yeah, should I move?
We do have more, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, would it be reasonable? Yeah, we do.
Okay.
So
As long as
Ben,
everything's out on the table.
Ben motion to vote. Does
Are
anyone
we-
have any further comments, or does anyone want to second this motion?
I'll second it.
Group seconds the motion. So all in favor of voting for NIBC funding right now, raise your hands.
Contingent, well.
Yeah, but this is,
Can I raise-
this is voting to vote
Yeah.
right now. So everyone, in favor of voting, raise your hand and say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, sweet. So we're voting right now to, approve the NIBC budget for $50,000, contingent on the fact that they are gonna boost the CUS name through that first night. Social.
Contractual obligations so that our name is appropriately handled.
I'll just like raise a point of order. I think
Something nice.
Okay.
we need to just say contingent on, I don't know, can we just say terms to be negotiated in the next?
When's the conference again?
The conference is like.
The conference-
February and
But
March.
like, they basically told us they're doing SPF funding, like, they have to pay them like, in a week.
Yeah, I understand that.
So I guess we could do that, like, I don't know, like, actually contingent on specifically, so if you make a contingent, it seems like we gotta go.
No, it's just, I think it would just be though that if like,
Like, we're not just giving them $50,000.
yeah, because if we have a contingency clause, and it doesn't mean that like we could pay them today,
But it's
and then we could like,
There's like two parts. So first, it's contingent on us being planning sponsor and being notified appropriately in all NIBC material. And the second is us having a say in, well, what's the event called? Like,
It's like the opening night.
yeah, us having like a very active
Basic
role in like, so like
Yeah,
organizing that event,
Sure.
making sure that we're recognized.
you just say reaching reasonable terms as like first tier sponsors.
Okay, did you get all that? Was that okay?
Okay, so the motion is we approve the budget contingent on first CUS being the platinum sponsor and get notified in time. Second is that us having a say in organizing the convention.
Not notified in time, but being recognized in NIBC material. So like on the top.
Being recognized appropriately.
And you can say, yeah, being represented appropriately with reasonable terms to be decided at a later date.
Okay, so let's try this one more time. So everyone in favor of sponsoring NIBC $50,000 contingent on the fact that we are going to be a platinum sponsor and they're going to recognize us appropriately through the event, and that we're going to also have a say in that day zero first night planning. So all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, raise your hand and say nay. Any abstentions? So the motion passes. We're going to be funding NIBC $50,000.
Yay.
Cool.
We didn't take a cut, right?
Sorry? Yeah. So is there any other business anyone would like to talk about? Nope. So the next meeting will be sent out on a doodle by Daphne. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting? Ben, second. Lisa. All those opposed in adjourning the meeting, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, so the meeting's adjourned at 12:21. Thanks for coming out, guys. Everyone goes to class on time, yeah.